Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC B1170, indicates an issue with communication between the Gauge Control Module and the Vehicle Stability Assist, VSA, or Anti-Lock Braking System, ABS, Modulator-Control Unit. This problem arises when the Gauge Control Module, commonly known as the tachometer, fails to receive or send signals to the VSA ABS unit, which are crucial for system performance. The Gauge Control Module is located on the instrument panel and provides essential readings such as speed, RPM, and warning indicators. The VSA ABS Modulator Control Unit is located in the engine compartment and plays a vital role in managing vehicle stability and braking efficiency. Effective communication between these components is imperative for the proper functioning of the vehicle's safety systems. Understanding this DTC is critical for diagnosing potential issues with brake performance and vehicle stability control. The Gauge Control Module, located in the dashboard, is responsible for displaying essential vehicle information to the driver, including vehicle speed, engine RPM, and various warning lights. This module communicates with the VSA and ABS systems about the vehicle's operational state to ensure that all relevant information is displayed accurately. The VSA ABS Modulator Control Unit, found in the engine compartment, regulates the vehicle's braking force and manages traction control, thereby enhancing vehicle stability during challenging driving conditions. When communication between these modules is lost, potentially dangerous conditions may arise, such as reduced braking effectiveness or improper performance of stability control systems. Recognizing DTC B1170 is the first step in a troubleshooting process, which must be executed thoroughly to avoid misdiagnosis and to ensure vehicle safety. There are several potential causes for the DTC B1170. A faulty gauge control module is a common issue that may prevent proper communication with the VSA ABS unit. This module could malfunction due to internal electronic failure or damage from moisture or heat. Another possible cause is a failed VSA or ABS modulator control unit, which may lose its ability to relay signals to the gauge control module. Additionally, loose or corroded wiring connections between these components can lead to intermittent communication failures, resulting in this specific DTC. All three causes must be investigated thoroughly, as they can all lead to critical safety concerns. Understanding these issues allows technicians to strategize their diagnostic approach effectively. The symptoms associated with DTC B1170 primarily involve warning indicators on the dashboard, specifically the VSA and brake system indicators. If the VSA indicator is illuminated, it may signal that the vehicle stability system is not functioning properly. Additionally, the brake system indicator may also stay lit, indicating potential issues with the vehicle's braking system. Drivers might experience reduced vehicle stability or braking performance, leading to an unsafe driving condition. Other symptoms can include intermittent failures, where warning lights may flicker on and off, indicating communication problems among the vehicle's modules. Understanding these symptoms helps technicians prioritize their diagnostic checks to identify and rectify the underlying issues promptly. The first step in troubleshooting DTC B1170 is to clear the Diagnostic Trouble Codes, DTCs, using the HDS or Honda Diagnostic System. This is crucial for resetting the system and allowing for fresh diagnostic data to be gathered. After clearing the DTCs, the technician should turn the ignition switch to lock, 0, and then back to the on, 2 position. This process can help to reset various electronic modules within the vehicle, It's essential to wait for at least 6 seconds after turning the ignition on before proceeding to the next step. This waiting period ensures that the system can perform self-checks and prepare itself for proper communication. Clearing DTCs also aids in identifying whether the issue is a persistent or intermittent fault without any lingering codes clouding the diagnostics. In the second step, the technician must check for DTCs again using the HDS after clearing them. This will confirm whether DTC B1170 has reappeared. If the HDS indicates the presence of DTC B1170, this suggests that the communication issue is still ongoing. On the other hand, if DTC B1170 is not indicated, it may suggest an intermittent failure. In this case, the system could be functioning correctly at that moment, but the technician should still inspect for loose or poor connections between the gauge control module and the VSA or ABS modulator control units. Identifying intermittent issues can often be more challenging than persistent ones. Therefore, vigilance during this step is critical for effective troubleshooting. Step 3 requires the technician to check for any existing DTCs specifically related to the VSA and ABS systems using the HDS. This step is crucial because the presence of other DTCs may provide additional context and guidance for troubleshooting the B1170 code. If any DTCs are indicated, it will be necessary to follow up on those codes as they may relate directly to the communication failure with the gauge control module. Following the specific codes indicated could lead to the identification of related issues or further clarify the communication problem at hand. If there are no other DTCs, the technician will proceed to the next step to delve deeper into the troubleshooting process. The fourth troubleshooting step begins by turning the ignition switch to lock again. This action must be performed for safety and to prepare for the next diagnostic process. Once the ignition is off, the technician must disconnect the gauge control module 36P connector, which is responsible for communicating with the VSA and ABS systems. This step allows for a direct examination of the connections without electric interference. By isolating the gauge control module from other systems, the technician can better assess potential wiring faults or failures within the module itself. It is crucial to ensure that all disconnections are done carefully to prevent damage to the connectors and the control module. In this fifth step, the technician must disconnect the VSA modulator control unit 37P connector if the issue pertains more to the VSA system, or the ABS modulator control unit 25P connector if ABS is the suspect. This disconnection allows for a clear test of the continuity between the gauge control module and the modulator control unit. The technician will check for continuity between specific terminals of the connectors, specifically terminals number 1 and number 19 of the gauge control module and terminals number 15 and number 1 of the VSA modulator control unit. Establishing this continuity verifies whether the wiring is intact and whether communication links exist between these critical components. If there is continuity, the focus will shift to testing the modulator control unit itself. If not, then the wiring may have faults that need repair. If continuity is confirmed in Step 5, the technician should now substitute a known good VSA modulator control unit and recheck the DTC. This substitution is essential to determine if the faulty module is indeed the cause. If the DTC indication vanishes after replacing the modulator control unit, it confirms that the original unit was defective and should be replaced. If the DTC persists, the technician must then focus on replacing the gauge control module itself, as this indicates that the communication failure could be stemming from the tachometer module. It is important to ensure that the substituted components are functioning properly to avoid introducing new issues into the diagnostic process. In the 7th step, if the initial assessments do not resolve the issue, the technician will use the Gauge Control Module 36P connector for the ABS Modulator-Control unit to check for continuity with terminals number 1 and number 19 connected to terminals number 1 and number 17 of the ABS Modulator-Control unit 25P. This represents another critical contact point to verify communication pathways. Again, it is crucial to establish that these connections are active and functioning correctly. If continuity is confirmed, then the focus should shift back to analyzing potential issues with the ABS modulator. If continuity fails, it indicates that there is an open in the wire, necessitating repairs to restore functionality. Each step is integral in ensuring that both the gauge control module and modulator units effectively communicate with one another for overall vehicle safety. Once all repairs or replacements related to DTC B1170 have been performed, it is vital to conduct a final verification of the work completed. This involves running the HDS again to confirm that the DTCs related to the gauge control module and the VSA ABS modulator control units have been cleared and do not reappear. Confirming repairs ensures that both the replaced components and any corrections made to the wiring or connections function correctly. This proactive approach helps prevent potential issues down the line. Hence, thorough checks must be performed after any work to ascertain that the communication link is operational. Successful verification means the vehicular systems can operate seamlessly, restoring driver confidence in the vehicle's stability and braking performance. Preventive maintenance is critical for the long-term reliability of the gauge control module and VSA ABS modulator control unit systems. Regular inspections of wiring and connectors can help identify common issues such as corrosion, wear, or damage before they result in problems like DTC B1170. Technicians should pay particular attention to areas where wires may be exposed to heat or physical abrasion, taking proactive measures to protect these components. Additionally, keeping connectors clean and free from dirt or moisture can enhance their lifespan. Modules should be checked for proper operation and fit as a part of routine vehicle maintenance. By adopting these preventive strategies, vehicle owners can minimize the risk of future communication issues and ensure their braking systems operate effectively at all times. In summary, the DTC B1170 signifies a loss of communication between the gauge control module and the VSA ABS modulator control units. Understanding the roles of these components, their placements, and how they interact is essential for effective troubleshooting. Through a systematic process involving diagnostic checks, continuity tests, and careful evaluation of connectors and settings, technicians can identify and rectify the root cause of the problem. Regular preventive maintenance plays a part in minimizing the possibility of such issues arising in the future. Finally, ensuring that the vehicle's stability and safety systems are functioning optimally is paramount for both driver and passenger safety. By following the appropriate steps, technicians contribute significantly to trustworthy vehicle performance. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.